Festival that's quite special is an awful lot of it is based around sacred geometry, and our sacred geometry go-to person is Graham Foskett. He has a studio here in Golden Bay, 96 I think it is, Commercial Street, and he's on the line right now on the phone with me, and he's going to tell you a little bit about what he does. Over to you, Graham.
Yeah, hi, thanks, Helen. I've been involved with Luminate right from the word go, in my own way. And so what we're doing really, this is like an extended kind of project that's unfolding as Luminate itself unfolds, in the sense that the crew and so forth originally had a vision, and that vision has kept expanding, and so really nobody really knew where it was going, and now we can sort of plot in a way how that's unfolding and the influence or the impact it's having on the broader community, an impact that really hasn't surfaced in the wider community, but in the sense that the unfolding dynamics of everything that has to be looked at or taken care of during the organising of the festival itself has broadened, and things are now in such a way that it's like a mini prototype community up there. Even though the festival itself is just for 8 days, the number of and varied number of things that have to be sort of looked into and set in place is enormous. And in a sense, it's like a mini self-organising structure, which in the future could flow over into a community structure which is working itself from the ground up, a community or a group of people which is organising all these varied things which you would find in a community, but it's from the base of it is creativity. It's not based on business, it's not based on economics. So it's a structure and an unfolding dynamic which is based on the creativity of each person's willing input into the varied things that goes on there. And so a year or two ago, back a couple of festivals ago, we had to sort of look at, well, this is getting big here. How are we going to organise this sort of thing that's unfolding? How do we hold the reins, as it were? It's sort of getting so large. So we had a look around, and we found that the best model, it's actually been used in the past in the ancient cultures, the best model is to look at how nature does it herself. How does nature organise a group of entities or a group of things in the best, most economic and most sort of satisfactory way, with the least amount of sort of expenditure and so forth. And so we had to look at the physics of sacred geometry. And by what I mean by that is, how does geometry arrange itself physically? So the model here is that you have a bunch of bubbles in a sort of like a soapy solution. Well, those bubbles self-organise in a way where they're all touching, nesting, they're kissing each other. So that model there, 12 of them will nest together around a central one, and that 12 around one has become the sort of template or the blueprint for the dynamics of the crew and the organisation of the zones and so forth. That's all how Luminate is, organising itself, and this is like a voluntary dynamic that's unfolding, where certain things people have to step up for. Who's going to keep the peace? What about emergency services? How do we do the data infrastructure, the support for the vulnerable, waste management, the water supply, the organic food, so forth and so forth. How do we look after and interact with the nature up there, the fauna, the fungus, the birds, and so forth and so forth and so forth. How do we look at the health, and do we need therapists there? And it just goes on and on and on and on. So bit by bit, the members or the crew and the extended family that are working in the zones and so forth are becoming familiar with the fact that they're actually organising themselves, following their own creative potential and what they want to do. But the structure is a structure which is broader than just Luminate and could be seen as a little model or a prototype for the larger community. So that's sort of that in a nutshell.
And that is definitely a good nutshell. And thank you so much, Graham. And so Graham's been talking on my cell phone to you. I was supposed to meet him here at the studio earlier, but I forgot it was Friday because I have been doing my creative bit and I just lost track of time, as you do. Okay. And that's one of the beautiful things about being at Luminate Festival for 8 days is you can sort of switch off from the Gregorian clock and actually engage with nature and all the good nature of all the good-natured people. And Graham's going to be doing some workshops up at Luminate Festival. So you can get some more in-depth knowledge about sacred geometry and just what he talked to you about. And I call it the love germ, or something like that, because I think that's a huge component of it. So thanks, Graham.
You're very welcome.
And I'm going to finish off this abbreviated show with a track from My Baby, who are from the Netherlands, one of my favourites, and it's called The Doors of Your Mind. Thank you for listening. Hope to see you at Luminate.
I can feel the mountain moving. The moon is a groove. Don't wanna get a second older. Maybe my heart will grow cold. Open the doors of your mind. Open the doors of your mind. Open the doors of your mind. To be born again. Smoke rising expedition. When it sings you have to listen. Well, I'm talking about this earth. I am the keeper of the past. Open the doors of your mind. Open the doors of your mind. Open the door.